David, Michelangelo's masterpiece, symbol of Renaissance Florence, symbol of human achievement, symbol of artistic freedom, symbol of enlightenment. Everything you learned about Florence starts here, with art, with beauty, with creativity unleashed. They taught you Florence was birthplace of modern thought, of individual genius, of free expression, of cultural revolution. They lied. Florence wasn't free market, wasn't open competition, wasn't meritocracy of talent, was cartel, specifically guild cartel. Arte della Lana, Arte di Calamala, 7 major guilds, 14 minor guilds, all controlling production, all fixing prices, all banning innovation, all crushing competition, all extracting wealth through monopoly power disguised as quality control. The artists, the geniuses, the innovators, window dressing, marketing, cover story. Real power sat in guild halls, in closed meetings, in price-fixing agreements, in licensing requirements, in barriers to entry so high that talent became irrelevant. Permission mattered, membership mattered, compliance mattered, innovation, illegal. This is Dark Money Historian. We follow the money so you can see the invisible chains. And this is how Florence actually worked. Not through artistic freedom, through economic control, through cartel enforcement, through legal suppression of competition, and why every professional license you need, every certification you pursue, every regulation you comply with is the exact same system. Same control, same barriers, same protection of insiders against outsiders, just better branding. Arte della Lana, the Wool Guild, most powerful economic force in Florence. Not because wool was magical, not because Florentine sheep were superior, because Arte della Lana controlled everything, controlled who could produce, controlled production methods, controlled quality standards, controlled prices, controlled distribution, controlled labor, controlled entry, controlled market, completely. Want to work in wool? Need guild membership? Want guild membership? Need approval. Need connections. Need money. Need political backing. Need bloodline. Talent is irrelevant. Skill doesn't matter. Best craftsman in Italy means nothing without permission, without license, without membership, without approval from those already inside. And once inside, follow rules, guild rules, production rules, price rules, all of them. Can't undercut prices. That's illegal. Can't improve efficiency too much. That threatens margins. Can't innovate production. That destabilizes market. Can't compete aggressively. That's unfair trade practice. Must maintain standards. Guild standards, cartel standards. Standards designed not for quality, for control. This wasn't worker protection, wasn't labor union, was producer cartel. Protected masters, protected shop owners, protected established businesses. Not workers, not apprentices, not consumers, definitely not competitors. Those outside the guild, they don't exist legally, can't work, can't sell, can't compete, invisible, irrelevant, excluded. Price fixing was explicit, open, legal. Guild set minimum prices, set maximum discounts, set profit margins, set terms. Competition on price, illegal. Competing on innovation, illegal. Competing on efficiency, illegal. Only competition allowed? None. Cartel determines prices, members comply, consumers pay. System extracts, legally. But control requires enforcement, requires barriers, requires making entry impossible, requires making talent irrelevant, requires making permission everything. Guild perfected this through apprenticeship system, through licensing requirements, through artificial scarcity of credentials. Want to become master? Start as apprentice. Work for master for years, 7 years, 10 years, sometimes longer for nothing. No wages, no salary, just room and board, just training, just opportunity. Opportunity that master controls completely. Apprentice is free labor, cheap labor, controlled labor. Works for master's benefit, learns at master's pace, advances at master's permission. No rights, no protections, no alternatives. Either comply or leave. Leave means giving up craft, giving up years invested, giving up future opportunity. So apprentice stays, works, complies, hoping for eventual advancement. But advancement isn't guaranteed, isn't automatic, isn't based on skill, based on guild approval, based on political connections, based on paying fees, based on demonstrating loyalty, based on maintaining system. Best craftsman still needs permission, still needs approval, still needs license. Talent without permission is unemployment. This creates perfect barrier, perfect control, perfect extraction. Guild gets free labor from apprentices, gets compliance from masters, gets monopoly pricing from market, gets everything, gives nothing except permission. Conditional permission, revocable permission, permission that maintains their power. Innovation threatens this, threatens established margins, threatens existing masters, threatens guild control. So innovation becomes illegal, explicitly, legally, systematically. New production technique, banned, increases efficiency too much, undercuts established pricing, threatens those who invested in old methods, can't allow it. Progress threatens profit. Progress creates disruption. Disruption is illegal. New material, banned. Hasn't been approved, hasn't been tested, doesn't meet standards. Standards written by those using old materials. Standards protecting their investments, their expertise, their dominance. New material threatens that, therefore illegal. New design, banned. Deviates from tradition, confuses consumers, undermines quality perception. Quality being defined as whatever guild currently produces, change threatens that definition, therefore illegal. Innovation is quality violation. This is innovation execution. Legal innovation execution, not through force, through regulation, through standards, through licensing, through quality control. All legitimate language, all hiding same purpose, protecting insiders from competition, protecting established profit from efficiency, protecting old guard from new talent. Guild doesn't oppose innovation because it's bad, opposes it because it's threatening, because it changes power structure, because it enables outsiders to compete, because it undermines monopoly. So innovation gets banned, gets regulated, gets controlled, gets killed. Legally, 700 years later, guilds officially abolished, Renaissance ended, modern era began, free market emerged, competition legalized, innovation celebrated, barriers removed, right? Wrong. Guilds didn't disappear, evolved, updated, modernized, rebranded, but persisted. Professional licensing. Need license to cut hair, to arrange flowers, to braid hair, to design interiors. Not because these activities are dangerous, because existing professionals lobby for barriers, for protection, for control, for keeping competitors out, for maintaining pricing power, occupational certification. Hundreds of professions require certificates, require training, require approval, require credentials. Not because skills can't be learned elsewhere, because gatekeepers control access, control supply, control competition, control market. Same as guilds, different names, same function, regulatory compliance. Want to start business? Need permits, need licenses, need inspections, need approvals, need compliance with regulations. Regulations written by industry insiders, lobbied for by established companies, designed to create barriers, to increase costs, to make entry expensive, to protect those already operating from new competitors. Large corporations love regulation, love licensing, love certification, love compliance requirements because they can afford it, can hire lawyers, can pay fees, can navigate complexity. Small competitors can't. New entrants can't. Innovation dies under regulatory burden, just like under guild control. This is modern Arte della Lana, modern guild cartel, modern barrier system, just better disguised. Called consumer protection, called safety standards, called professional requirements, called quality control. All legitimate language, all hiding same purpose, protecting insiders, blocking outsiders, controlling market, extracting monopoly profit. The mechanics are identical, the incentives unchanged. Those inside system benefit from barriers, lobby for more barriers, fund regulations protecting them, exclude competitors, maintain pricing power. Exactly like Florence guilds, exactly like Arte della Lana, same cartel, same control, just modern vocabulary. Florence proved it, proved wealth comes from control, not competition. From barriers, not freedom. From monopoly, not innovation. From crushing new entrants, not embracing new ideas. Arte della Lana didn't dominate through superior product, through price fixing and entry barriers, through legal suppression of competition. And modern economy learned guilds work, learned barriers matter, learned regulation protects incumbents, learned licensing excludes competitors, learned compliance costs kill small business, learned innovation can be legally executed through standards and requirements, learned Florence lesson perfectly. You think you're free. Think you can compete. Think talent matters. Think innovation wins. You're wrong. Need permission. Need license. Need certification. Need approval. Need compliance. Need capital for regulatory burden. Need connections for navigating system. Talent without permission is unemployment. Innovation without approval is illegal. Competition without license is criminal. This is Dark Money Historian. We follow the money so you can see the chains called progress. Old craftsmen needed guild permission to work. Today, you need government permits, banking approval, and thousands of pages of regulations to start a business. Did capitalism bring freedom, or just modernize the guild system? Choose your side, freedom or modern guild.